Select group and link layers. Select group and link layers. Select layers. How to select layers in Photoshop? You can select one or more layers to work on them for some activities such as painting or making color and tonal adjustments, and you can work on only one layer at a time, and a single selected layer is called the active layer, and the name of the active layer appears in the title bar of the document window. And for other activities such as moving and aligning and transforming or applying styles from the style panel, and you can select and work on multiple layers at a time, and you can select layers in the layers panel or with the move tool. And you can also link layers, unlike multiple layers selected at the same time, and linked layers stay linked when you change the selection in the layers panel. And if you don't see the desired results when using a tool or applying a command, and you may not have the correct layer selected, check the layers panel to make sure that you are working on the correct layer. And how to select layers in the layers panel? Do one of the following. Number 1, click a layer in the layers panel, then select multiple continuous layers. Click the first layer and then shift click the last layer. And to select multiple layers, control click if you use Windows, or command click if you use Mac OS them in the layers panel. And be careful here please. When selecting a layer, control click if you use Windows, or command click if you use Mac OS, and this area outside the layer panel, and control clicking or command clicking the layer panel selects the non-transparent areas of the layer. And we have a step here now. To select all layers, choose select, then choose all layers. And to select all layers of similar type, for example all type layers, select one of the layers and choose select, then select similar layers. And to deselect a layer, control click if you use Windows, and or command click if you use Mac operating system the layer. And to have no layer selected, click in the layers panel below the background or bottom layer, and or choose select deselect layers. And how to select layers in the document window? How to select layers in the document window? You can also select a layer or layers directly from the document window by the following. Number 1, select the move tool, then do on the following. In the option bar, select auto select, then choose layer from the drop down menu, then and click in the document on the layer you want to select, and the top layer containing pixels under the cursor is selected. And in the option bar, select auto select, then choose group from the drop down menu, and click in the document on the content you want to select, and the top group containing pixels under the cursor is selected. And if you click an upgrouped layer, it becomes selected by the way. And right click, then right click if you use Windows, or control click if you use Mac operating system in the image, and choose a layer please from the contest menu. And the contest menu lists all the layers that contain pixels under the current pointer location. How to select a layer group? How to select a layer in a group? If you'd like to select a layer in a group, what should you do? You can open a group and then select an individual layer within that group, like many steps. Number 1, click the group in the layers panel, then click the triangle to the left of the folder icon. And number 3, click the individual layer in the group. So what about group and link layers? Group and link layers. Grouping layers, by the way, helps organize your projects and keeps your layers panel uncultured. And by linking layers, you establish a relationship between them, and even if they aren't next to each other in your layer order. And how to group and ungroup layers. How to group and ungroup layers. By the way, select multiple layers in the layers panel. Number 2, do one of the following. Choose layers, then choose group layers, and then Alt drag if you use Windows, or Option drag if you use Mac OS, and layers to the folder icon at the bottom of the layers panel to group the layers. Number 3, to ungroup, if you like to ungroup the layers, what should you do? To ungroup the layers, select the group and choose layer, then choose ungroup layers icon and add layers to group. If you'd like to add layers to a group, what should you do? Do one of the following. Select the group in the layers panel and click the create a new layer button and drag a layer to the group folder or drag a group folder into another group folder and the group and all of its layers move, or drag an existing group to the new group button. How to link and unlink layers. How to link and unlink layers. You can link two or more layers or groups and unlike multiple layers selected at the same time, and linked layers retain their relationship until you unlink them, and you can move or apply transformations to linked layers. And we have steps. Step number 1. Select the layers or groups in the layers panel. Then click the link icon at the bottom of the layers panel. Number 3. To unlink layers, do one of the following. Select a linked layer and click the link icon. And to temporarily disable the linked layer, shift click the link icon for the linked layer and a red X appears. Shift click again the link icon to enable the link again, and select the linked layers and click the link icon to select all linked layers. Select one of the layers and then choose layer, then choose select linked layers. How to show. How to show layer edges and handles. How to show layer edges and handles. Showing the boundary or edges of the content in a layer can help you move and align the content, by the way, and you can also display the transform handles for selected layers and groups so that you can resize or rotate them. Like the screenshot now. Layer content with edges showing left in the left picture and in the right picture, and with transform mode selected. And display. How to display the edges of content in a selected layer. How to display the edges of content in a selected layer. Choose view, then choose show, then choose layer edges. Then how to display transform handles in a selected layer. You have to choose number 1, select the move tool, then number 2, from the options bar, select show transform controls, then you can resize and rotate layer content using the transform handles.